time is 5 o'clock. Good evening. Here's the world news at 5. First, the top stories. INEC registers more than 9,000 new voters in Ogun State within 2 weeks. Political party asks courts to cancel the 2015 presidential poll results. Acting President Economic Team review 2017 budget, major economic issues. Governor Tambuwal canvasses a new revenue sharing formula. Cote d'Ivoire government and rebel troops disagree on a deal to end mutiny. Indian teenager builds world-lighted satellite. I am Tobi Joseph, bringing you the news in details shortly. Registration of new eligible voters has hit 9,154 within 2 weeks in Ogun State as the ongoing nationwide continuous voters registration exercise by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) enters its third week. The electoral agency recorded 4,949 fresh voters across its offices at the state's 20 local governments in the first week of the exercise. E4 local government tops the list of the fresh voters with 1,019, according to the figures obtained by Roxy FM from the state head office of INEC in Abeokuta, while Adoduota local government followed with 847 and Abeokuta South with 747. Shagamu local government area is fourth with 710 new voters, while Ewekoro and Ijebu North local government areas jointly make up the top 5 with 658. Yewa South local government is next with 583. The Ikene local government area has 562 new voters, Yewa North local government area 497, Ijebu local government area 466, while the Abeokuta North local government area completes the top 10 with 432 new voters. Others are the Obafemi local government area with 380 new voters, Imekwafo 360, Udogbolu 254, Remo North 250, Odeda 233, Ipokia 205, Ijebu Northeast 179, while Ijebu East and Ogun Waterside recorded a least number of 57 fresh voters each. INEC head of voters education and publicity, Leo Nkedife, described the turnout as impressive and enjoined other eligible voters to come out to register during the exercise. Ogun State government has approved 87 million naira as its 2017 counterpart fund for the federal government and the International Fund for Agricultural Development Assisted Value Chain Program. Agriculture Commissioner Mrs. Adepeju Adebajo made this known at the opening of the 2017 pre-season training for farmers in Owode near Abeokuta. The fund, according to her, is for the mechanical clearing of additional 500 hectares of farmland in 5 participating local government areas of Yewa North, Obafemi Owode, Ijebu Northeast, Ifo, and Ijebu East. Other projects to be executed with the fund are the procurement of agro inputs for 2,500 farmers, the construction and rehabilitation of aggregation center in the 5 local government areas. A political party, Hope Democratic Party, has approached a federal high court in Abuja asking it to cancel the result of the 2015 presidential poll. The party in its application says both the APC and the PDP violated Sections 3, Sections 14, 15, 30, and 139 of the 1999 Constitution, as well as Sections 91 and 92 of the Electoral Act 2010 on the 1 billion naira campaign expenditure limit of a presidential candidate. It asked the court to sack both President Muhammadu Buhari, declare the winner of the poll, and his deputy, Yemi Osinbajo, as well as the Federal Executive Council. The parties, through its counsel, Udegbunam Emmanuel, based its case on the report of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on the 2015 polls, which, according to it, reveals that PDP spent close to 1 trillion naira and 500 billion naira by the APC on the presidential poll campaign. About 440,000 candidates have written the ongoing Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) within the second day of the examination nationwide. Registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAM), Professor Ishaq Oloide, announced this while inspecting the conduct of the examination in Abuja. The examination, according to him, will end with Bauchi, Abia, Niger, and some other states on May 15, while it continues in Kebbi, Lagos, Oyo, and some other states. Meanwhile, JAMB Registrar has refuted reports that some of the candidates writing the examination have been posted to computer-based test centers far outside the area they reside. Already speaking on the Roxy FM program, Deborah Show says UTME candidates determined the answers they were posted to write the examination. He promised a reward for any parent who could prove that his or her child is posted to a place far from the answers. Most of the callers who participated in the phone-in program, the Rec Show, however, say that their children were posted to faraway states from where they picked in the application forms. One of the parents, Mrs. Akela Oluwatoyin, who resides in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, says her child was posted to Ado-Ekiti to write the examination. Other parents claimed their children who registered in Abeokuta were posted to Imekwafo, Igbora, and Ado-Ekiti. The presidency is reviewing the 2017 appropriation bill just passed by the National Assembly. Acting President Yemi Osinbajo presided over a meeting on Monday at the presidential villa, Abuja, to look at the bill ahead of its transmission by the National Assembly for its assent. The meeting, according to Acting President Media Aide Laolu Akonde, was attended by the Presidential Economic Management Team. Also in attendance were the ministers and the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. The National Assembly passed the bill last Thursday, but yet to send it to the acting president for his assent. Governor Minu Tambuwal of Sokoto State has canvassed an urgent review of the allocation formula for the sharing of revenue by the three tiers of government. Tambuwal says it is wrong for the federal government to receive more revenue from the federation account than the 36 state governments and 774 local governments. The governor, who spoke at the opening of the 2017 Law Week of the Sokoto State branch of the Nigerian Bar Association, explains that more revenue allocation to the state government will enable them to solve the financial challenges and implement meaningful projects. He also advocates that the state government must have representatives in the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission (RMAFC), the Federal Character Commission, and the National Population Commission. Other demands are that the railway and electricity generation and distribution should be decentralized to include participation of the state, while the offices of the Attorney General be separated from that of the Justice Minister or Commissioner. You're still listening to the World News at 5 on Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next will be your foreign, business and sports stories. Please stay with us. The Cote d'Ivoire government says it has reached a deal with soldiers involved in a 4-day revolt over pay. Defense Minister Alain Richard Douahi appeared on state TV to announce a settlement had been reached, but only minutes later, two spokesmen for the rebels said there was no agreement yet. The dispute over what the mutineers say are unpaid bonuses began on Friday and spread through major cities. Defying a government order to lay down their weapons, the soldiers opened fire in 4 cities on Monday. The mutineers, who held the president take office in 2011, make up about 8,400 of Ivory Coast's 22,000 strong army. Pro-government forces had backed off from advancing towards Bouaké, the epicenter of the mutiny, apparently because they want to avoid a fight. Meanwhile, Liberia's President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who heads the regional group ECOWAS, has condemned the actions of the mutineer soldiers in Cote d'Ivoire. In a brief statement, she called upon the mutineers to end the shootings and threats to civilian lives. She admonished them to return to the barracks and resume negotiations for their compensation peacefully. The new French President Emmanuel Macron will visit French troops based in Mali later this week. Mr. Macron, who was inaugurated on Sunday, has already spoken on the telephone to 2 French soldiers wounded in Mali. France has a 3,000-strong force fighting against Islamist militants in 5 countries in the Sahel, namely Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Chad, and Mauritania. An Indian teenager has built what is thought could be the world's lightest satellite, which will be put into orbit at a NASA facility in the US in June. Rifat Sharouk's 64-gram device was selected as the winner in a competition co-sponsored by the NASA. The 18-year-old says its main purpose was to demonstrate the performance of a 3D printed carbon fiber. Rifat told the local media his invention will go on a 4-hour mission for a suborbital flight. During that time, the lightweight satellite will operate for around 12 minutes in the microgravity environment of space. The Kalamsat is not his first invention. At the age of 15, he also built a helium weather balloon as a part of a nationwide competition for young scientists. In business, Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) says it is finalizing arrangements to resume the exploration for crude oil deposits in the Lake Chad Basin in Borno State. The corporation's group managing director, Dr. Mekanti Baru, made this known during a courtesy call on Governor Kashim Shettima at the Borno State Government House in Maiduguri. He says NNPC will mobilize heavily and sophisticated equipment to the site for the resumption of the oil exploration within the next 6 weeks. According to Baru, the resumption of oil exploration in the basin within the next 6 weeks followed assurances received from the military of adequate security and relative peace in the area of the exploration. Finally, on the world news at 5, sport news. Nigeria's striker Kelechi Iheanacho says he has no plans to leave Manchester City, judging by his latest posts on social media. The striker, writing on Instagram, says he's happy at Manchester. Sergio Aguero's fine form has restricted Iheanacho to just 5 starts this season, but he has scored 4 goals in a total of 19 appearances. Gabriel Jesus, who was on target against Leicester City on Saturday, represents further threats to the 20-year-old's place in the club. English publication The Daily Mail reports that the Nigerian international is a member of Pep Guardiola's summer clearout, with Borussia Dortmund in pole position to capture him. That was the world news of 5. And just before we go, the major stories once again. INEC registers more than 9,000 new voters in Ogun State within 2 weeks. Political party asks court to cancel the 2015 presidential poll result. Acting President Economic Team reviewed the 2017 budget and major economic issues. Governor Tambuwal canvasses a new revenue sharing formula. On the foreign scene, we told you that Cote d'Ivoire's government and rebel troops have disagreed on a deal to end mutiny. We also told you that a teenager in India has built the world's lightest satellite. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com/live. Thank you so much for listening. I am Tobi Joseph. Good evening.